Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Final Fantasy XVI. Last time we left off, we were hanging out over here and our puppy awakened as an icon, dominant, awakened to their icon, you know. Bork. Alright, well, let's go ahead and go where we're supposed to go. Where are we supposed to go? They're all facing that way, so I was kind of assuming that way. But is it actually this door?
I promise you, Sid. He'll die by my hand.
Hey, oh, wait, no, that's what it was. They said they were gonna guard the entrance while I go up here and fight. Wasn't that it? So that more people wouldn't come in? That's probably what it was. That's probably what it was. Oh yeah, did I do a sync test? I don't think that I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gotta do the sync test or the audio will be all... Well, the audio won't be wonky, but I'll have to do some shenanigans to get it to line up correctly. So... Alrighty. Kupka?
Kupka.
You're late. Trouble on the way.
Just enjoying your entertainment.
How gratifying. Have you come to defend your father's throne, Lord Rosfield? The Grand Duchy of Rosaria. A realm without a ruler, an army, even a people. A veritable kingdom of dust. Truly, I see no throne to defend.
No!
Quite a punch he got there.
Enough of your games, Kupka. Just tell me what you want.
Sid's head in a box. Imagine my disappointment when I learned that he met his end at the hand of another. And my relief to learn that you had taken up his thrice-damned name. Your master slew Benedicta Harmon and defiled her body. If you choose to bear that murderer's name, then you shall answer for his crimes.
The only crimes I shall answer for are my own. Sid did everything in his power to save that woman, though she was long past saving. And so I did what he couldn't. It was me all along, Hugo.
It was you. You killed her.
I did.
Then I am fortunate indeed. I had thought the most I could wish for was to take the life of one he loved, just as he did to me. But it seems I was wrong. And I shall have my revenge. We shared a dream! I would be the king of the world! She would be my queen! And together, we would rule like the gods we are! But you crushed that dream, ground it into dust!
people have you killed? How many dreams have you crushed? You're not the only one who's seen their world fall apart around them. You'll get no pity from me, Kupka. No pity. And no mercy. Now die!
I mean, Kupka, she didn't even like you that much, friend. She was more into... She didn't even like you that much, friend. She liked the other two people way more. Sid and the king. Hate to break it to you. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this just because it's a good time to do it. Good job hitting it yourself, dummy. Go ahead and pull you down there. I'm gonna use your booze on icon against you. That'll piss you off. Cute. And you don't. God, that thing stays around for a while. Your attacks are all thick as hell and very, very easy to dodge by consequence, Kupka. Hope you know that, friend. Let's go ahead and drop some of these. We're gonna have to try and get as much damage in as we possibly can with this. Ooh, okay. Alright, I'm gonna hang out over here. There you go, hit that. Or not. Or we're doing a cutscene. I like your arms, they're pretty cool.
You will die by my hand, Rosfield. My hatred for you is unending. Unyielding. Then, let this palace be your grave!
What? Oh, shit.
I feel like it should be talked about how much of a badass Clive has to be to keep taking out semi-primed people when he's not semi-primed. Of course, we can semi-prime, I guess, when we go in our rage mode, but he beat them before, too, without doing it. If I remember correctly. He beat up Garuda.
The world has chosen. I am in my element. As long as
You do look super, super cool. Like, I like your... I like your crazy, floating fists that you get. Those. They're super cool. It reminds me of, a similar weapon in DMC. Uh-huh. What are you doing? Oh, do I gotta get behind you to break you? I think that's what was one of those situations. Ooh, okay. Uh-huh. Very, very cute. Very, very cute, once again. You're adorable. You really are. Oh. Okay, that's annoying. That was a good dodge. Nope. Good parry. Let's go ahead and drop one of these. One of these. Can't really see ya. There you are. Good. Go ahead and slash you. Uh-huh. And one of these. I did that at the incorrect times, but that's fine. Uh-huh. That's gonna be a big punch! Oh, we dodged it though. Ow. Okay, not dodged them all. Uh-huh.
Just like your forefathers. Your journey ends.
Might as well build up some of those. Cute. You're trying, my god. But you're so easy to dodge, Kupka. Pull you down. Mm-hmm. Nope. Mm-hmm. Whoop. Oh, whoop. Okay. We finally had to use a heal there. Okay. Let's just drop a ton of shit on you. Fill that meter up as quickly as we possibly can here. Oh, okay. Did I need to jump for that? Might have needed to jump there. Cute. Gotcha. Got you again. Whoop. Okay, that time you got me, though. Ow! Oh, I think I'm supposed to jump there. There we go. Oh, Hugo. Hugo, Hugo, Hugo. Oh. You made me panic use a few potions there. You weren't gonna let me beat you without healing. Alright, you're down though. I got an Earth Shard. Cool. I'm excited to get Titan as an icon since I can big punch things. Phew, commentary probably took a bit of a hit there because I had to focus, but... Power of the icon Titan made manifest. Crystal is as heavy as marble and can be heard to emit a soft hum when held to the ear. So now we gotta have our big icon battle, right? Oh, I'm already absorbing you, huh?
I'll kill you! I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
It's you throwing a tantrum.
Kill you.
There. You mustn't get yourself worked up.
Damn.
Wait!
Another time, Mythos.
You gotta be pretty stacked to pick somebody as large as Kupka up. That is a heavy man. With one arm, too? Oh my god, the strength on that one. Alright, Kupka was saved so that we could, have a boss fight later in icon form. I gotta hand it to him, though. That was a really good fight.
Is that all of them?
I think so.
Well, Luda scum. Who the fuck invited them? Not that that's the biggest surprise we've had today. Where did you learn to do that, Torgal? Not telling, eh? Suit yourself.
Gav, we have to find Clive.
Right, sorry.
Gav. Okay, good. You're not hurting my boo.
You missed one.
We were worried.
So was I.
Well, I am happy because now I get Titan.
I was so close. If it hadn't been for my gift, I would have finished him.
I'm just glad you got out of there alive.
When did the Royalists arrive?
Right after you went inside. Just when we thought we were shot of Titans, lot. In pile Odins. Not enough of them to worry us, though.
No. You didn't see the one who took Kupka away.
So, what? You think they came here to save him? Well, I'll be fucked if I know what's going on, but every minute we spend racking our brains, that bastard's getting further away. So what do we do?
We go back to the hideaway. I'm too tired to think. As are you, by the looks of it. And after what Jill's been through. Let's worry about Kupka later, shall we?
Aye. Alright. It'll give us a chance to solve the riddle of your magic mud, too. Hey, how you feeling? Ready to go home?
Yeah, I mean, we know Waloed is trying to collect dominance. We learned that earlier, if I remember correctly. So that's a thing that we know about. So no surprise there that they were the ones that came and collected Kupka. I really hope Kupka comes back with cool, like, prosthetic rock hands to fight me in a rematch. That'd be cool. Rock fists.
Just look at the state of you. You're more of a wreck than this place. Is this what you call taking better care of yourself? No more excuses, your ladyship. I order you to rest. Fine. I'll rest.
I mean, I actually mentioned that when we said Jill was coming with us. I was like, why are we letting Jill come with us?
Don't worry, Gav. She's in good hands.
But we should have never let her fall into Hugo's. Back when he had some, like. The question is, where is he now?
And what the hell were those royalists doing there?
I was wondering about that all the way home.
Otto may have heard something. I'll talk to him.
And I'll talk to Tomes.
The lawsman. About what?
About your faithful hound for a start. If any four-legged friend's ever done that before, I'm betting Tomes will have read about it. But what I want to know is, what happens afterwards? It's all well and good Torgal saving our arses, but if it costs him what it cost Jill...
Right. Let me know if you learn anything.
That is a good...
Will do. And you do the same, eh?
That's a good question, because we haven't really seen any, like, animal bearers before. We haven't even been introduced to the fact that creatures can even use magic. So, Torgal being a dominant, if that is what's happening here, what the hell does that mean? And does that mean he's going to be affected by the curse as well? What's this active time lore we got right here? Because I wanna read a little bit, I think. Torgal. Clive's faithful friend who was fiercely protective of him and his allies. When Jill came close to death in the courtyard of Roslith Castle, something woke within him, transforming Torgal into something akin to an icon. Yeah, okay. Established under the leadership of Clive Rosfield, who took on the title of Cid after his former leader's passing, Titan's destruction of the Old Hideaway. Like its predecessor, it is built upon fallen ruins deep within the Deadlands. Decidedly unlike its predecessor, however, is located in the center of Lake Benamir, across whose waters any invading enemy can easily be spotted. Here we go.
Jill. Listen to Taya.
I will. Thank you.
Please get some rest. I don't want your ice powers yet. I just got these cool new Kupka powers. You know? Let me get used to the earth ones first. Bolts from the blue. So I'm trying to figure out who exactly that was that took Power of Earth. Clive has claimed a portion of the icon Titan's essence. Tuning with Titan not only changes the elemental aspect of Clive's magic spells, but also allows access to several new iconic abilities, such as Wind Up, a singular strike that increases potency when charged. We have charged moves now. Titan's iconic feat, Titanic Block. Can be used to fend off most incoming attacks. Using square immediately after a perfectly timed precision block will initiate a devastating counter. What does it mean by perfectly timed? Like you have to pull the button out like right at the correct time? Yeah, so we have a parry now. That seems really cool. I do like that. I do like that a whole lot. Alright, well let's look at some Titan abilities, huh? Titan channeled. Yeah, I definitely feel like, I have enough for 1, 2, 3 more slots. Which would be, if I'm guessing, Shiva, Odin, Bahamut? So Dark Light and Ice, that's all that's left? So I'm imagining I'm going to get access to those at some point here. Block enemy attacks. When a guard is timed perfectly, X can be used to launch up to 3 counterattacks. So this is like Royal Guard, basically. Slam a fist into the ground, dealing damage to all enemies within range. Hold button to increase range can be used in midair. Okay. Wind up. Ooh, punch forward. Hold button to wind up attack, increasing potency. So that would be ridiculously good when someone's down. Step forward and deliver a blinding flurry of high-speed punches. Blocking an enemy attack with the step forward increases the potency of the following punches. Oh my god. Earth and Fury. Drive both hands into the ground, causing the land to surge upwards, sending nearby enemies flying. That seems quite cool. Uh-huh. I mean, I do like all the Titan abilities here. Because they seem really, really powerful. So, they seem quite cool. Lightning Rod, Blind Justice. The only thing that's kind of sucks is the charge time that you need with them. I do like this Raging Fist specifically because if it blocks an enemy attack with the step forward, it does increase damage. So that seems really, really cool. With hands into the ground. Yeah, I am pretty interested in that. The question is, what would I drop? So I was gonna say Garuda, but specifically being able to use Deadly Embrace to extend the time someone's downed is very good. I like Rising Flames. I suppose what I could do is, yeah, because we don't really need it, I guess. So let's take off, Phoenix. That way we still have Garuda. Of course, I don't really care about Ramuh. I don't like Ramuh's ability that much. And Lightning Rod is stupid good. But let's roll around with Titan for a little bit, just to see what it's like. I have Pile Drive from Ramuh's tree, which I can just put on anything now. So, currently we have Upheaval and Wind Up, which does big damage. So, yeah, those both seem pretty good. I like those. And then yeah, I have Pile Drive on up there because yeah, I don't like the whatchamacallit ability on Ramuh. But yeah, so we have those. I could upgrade Lightning Rod so that I can just use it. Increases range of lightning when striking the ball. I'm not as crazy about that. I did want Judgment Bolt, but I mean, Earth and Fury seems to be like, it seems like it might be just as good. And then yeah, I want Raging Fists for sure. And I'll replace Upheaval with that, I think. Yeah, and then we can... Mastering this does what? Increases limit break gauge gain upon blocking an attack. Ooh, that's cool. Alright, let's just go ahead and max that out. And then we won't mess with any of the other ones yet until I try them out in combat a little bit. But, yeah, that'll be fun. That's new. So, cool. Cool. I would have taken Garuda off because I don't use the grab for its, like, quote-unquote intended effect. Usually what I like to do with the grab is just use it to extend the time that they're down when they hit the halfway point. But,
Kupka and his men had their fun with more than a few. None of the Empress's favorites, though. They all got away safe and sound.
but yeah, I rarely ever use the claw thing to actually pull enemies towards me to attack them.
Tricks again. Drawing on the deck in this time.
Shirley's got her work cut out keeping them in line.
Alright. So yeah, I do want to go talk to Tomes because like I said, I was interested in who that character was.
Cheat when they brought her back. I dread to think what happened in Rosalith.
And I feel like looking at like the character bios will possibly help me out with that. Because I had an initial thought of who it was at the beginning, but I don't think that thought was correct.
Tome says he's looking for books about Torgal.
Yay!
I know. Let's write one.
Yeah, that'll help. Thank you. Alright, oh hey Gav.
Torms is gonna look into what happened to Torgal for us. You make sure he's not hurting himself doing, well, whatever the fuck it is he did.
There you go, Gav. Thanks for looking into it for me.
Is there
Alright.
something I might assist you with, Clive?
I have some stuff to drop on you. Ooh, as Drake's breath.
And so, it is done.
Hafid, 5 long years in the making. With the Mother Crystal's final cry, a legacy has passed from one outlaw to the next.
The tale is far from over.
And though we cannot know if it will end in triumph or tragedy, I pray that only I am there to bear. Only pray that I am there to bear witness. All right.
I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before.
Good. Yay! I'm a hideaway highbrow.
A fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you.
Ooh, the Holy Order of Shields. Ooh, that's Craig. Ooh, that's difficult to say. I want to say that would be like, I'm really bad with language and stuff, but I want to say that would be like Celtic or something, the pronunciation on that. Creoglois. I'm probably wrong. Holy Order of Shields and the Blackened Pinion. The official name of the Order of Knights established in the Imperial Province of Rosaria who persecute and purge bearers and those who shield them. Commonly known as the Black Shields after the color of their armor, a hue seemingly chosen to differentiate this new elite order from the silver-clad Dragoons. Unlike the heroic Dragoons, however, they are feared and loathed throughout the Imperial Province. Okay. Capital city of Aheron, or the Iron Kingdom, located on the boiling sea inland of Ironholm, several hundred leagues off the western coast of Rosaria. Its name means charred rock in the Hairani tongue. A mother crystal which stood in the frozen wastes of Northern Storm, lands now lost to the blight. Soon after the mother first fell, the tribes of the north in a bit of desperation marched south into Rosaria. She was dominant at their fore. Terrible battle ensued in which fire was pitted against ice, but eventually the Phoenix and the ducal army succeeded in driving back the invaders for a time. Drake's Eye. Interesting. Yeah, so those lands were lost to the blight and the mother crystal seems gone as well. It says soon after the mother first fell. I'm guessing it's talking about the mother crystal. So there has been a crystal destroyed before. So it was just because the land was taken over by the blight, and then they tried to move into Rosaria to get new land, much like the Empire is doing right now. But yeah, unfortunately fire is super effective against ice, Shiva.
You wish to study the tomes?
Alright, Hugo, you have no hands now. Dominant of the Icon Titan, Warden of Earth. On learning the identity of the one who slew his beloved Benedicta, he sends his forces to ransack Rosalith, capital city of Rosaria and Clive's former home. In the hope of drawing him out, Clive takes up the offer and is able to best Kupka in battle, cutting off his hands in the process. But before Clive can deal the finishing blow, the hapless Hugo is spirited away by a mysterious man from Waloed. So that is who I wanted to look up. So my initial thing was I thought it was Dion because I saw like similar looking hair. But no, you're with the Holy Empire, which yeah. Might have been you. Lord Commander of the Kingdom of Waloed's armies, he accompanies his liege to Fort Zenitra in the Republic of Dalmekia to negotiate the provision of reinforcements from the Royal Order of Knights. I think it was you. Because, like, you kind of have similar hair to Dion, so that's why I initially thought it was Dion. But then I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. So, yeah, I think it was you. I mean, obviously it wasn't Barnabas. And I don't really think there's any other characters here that I would say, oh yeah, it's them. So. Empress of the Holy Empire of Sanbreak, formerly the Duchess of Rosaria, before she betrayed her nation and gifted it to the Empire. For a short while after the fall of the duchy, she was taken into the protection of the imperial crown, a pretense that ended with her bargained remarriage to Emperor Sylvester, the birth of Prince Olivier, and her return to rule over Rosaria as vicereine. And Marley. Born in the Grand Duchy of Rosaria, Marley was kidnapped by the Ironblood during their invasion 18 years before and taken back to the island of Drostanus, where she was forced to serve as handmaiden for the priest of the Crystalline Orthodoxy. There she met the young Jill Warwick and took her under her wing, caring for the terrified child as if she were the mother Jill never knew. High Priest Imran. Patriarch of the Crystalline Orthodox, a zealous believer in the Orthodox teachings that bears and dominants are unclean creatures born of sin, he conducted the sacrificial slaughter of bears, claiming that he was merely cleansing them of their corruption. Slain by Jill Warwick on her return to the Iron Kingdom, in answer not only for the crimes he committed, but those he forced her to commit. Yeah. And then we never read your first encounter thing. Patriarch, sinister ceremonies, zealous believer in the Orthodox teachings, and bears and dominants are unclean creatures, Silvermane. Chieftain of the Northern Territories and Jill Warwick's father. After his homeland's raids into Rosario were finally quelled by the duchy, his daughter was taken as a ward of the Rosfield family to ensure that he would never raise arms against them again. Aha! So yeah. It mentioned that Shiva was the dominant in the north up by Drake's Eye. So I was like, so is that Jill or is that another dominant? And I was like, if they went to war, the dominant probably died, right? So the dominant may have been Jill, or after the dominant died, Jill became the new dominant. But I'm imagining since you're the chieftain's daughter, you were probably the dominant. You were the Shiva that was fighting the Phoenix. So yeah, the Northern Territories. We haven't gotten much information about what was going on up there, probably mostly because the land is gone now. But yeah, so after you raided into Rosaria to try and deal with the fact that your entire country basically was getting taken over by the Blight, yeah, your daughter was taken as a ward. Interesting. Just cool to learn about that stuff. We've gotten quite a lot of the characters filled in here. I love Torgal's new art. So cool. Where's this other update? Oh, Olivier. Second son of Emperor Sylvester of the Holy Empire of Sanbreak, and third of Empress Annabella, making him half-brother to both Prince Dion and Clive. His mother has involved him in the affairs of the Imperial Court since he was a small child. Alright, that's all the people. Valisthea. Until Sid and his disciples commence their campaign to bring down each of the Mother Crystals, starting with Drake's head, crashing down, spreading chaos and confusion. Unit drawn from those of fighting age and martial training among the residents of the Hideaway, who conduct operations to liberate bearers from slavery, beginning as a loose collection of like-minded individuals in Sid's Hideaway, who chose to rid themselves of their bearer brands that they might serve the cause out in the field. The Order has greatly expanded both its ranks and its operations since the move to Benamir, all under Otto's watchful eye. Yeah, I like reading about these things too. We haven't gotten a ton of these, and the Bestiary. We read a few of those, but god, there's so much information to read about here. Like, look at all these events and everything that we gotta get through. And then the mysteries of the realm. God, there's way too much information, some would say, in this. There's a lot that you can just do sitting here reading. How about we read some of the Bestiary stuff? Because this is easier to kind of keep track on, and once we get Bestiary and Persons of Interest down, we can start chipping away at Lay of the Land and Mysteries of the Realm, too. So I am interested in seeing what some of these boss fights are about. Ever-shifting mass of living flame that rose from the fiery pools of Drake's breath and what appeared to be a response to an unwarranted trespass into the Mother Crystal's inner sanctum. Possessed with both the swiftness and temper of an untamed wildfire, the creature rained fury down upon the intruders, wielding the molten lifeblood of sacred Mount Drostanus like it were but fistfuls of mud. Seemingly drawn to the destruction of the heart of Drake's head, Ultima emerged from a Terran reality wearing the skin of Typhon, a withered and wizened colossus, and drew Clive into a space between worlds wherein the ethereal entity might test his worth as a vessel. the Warden of Thunder, whose power most lately awakened within Sidolphus. Dominance of the icon most often emerge among descendants of the Motes of Thunder, tribe who once dwelled in the lands of Central Ash, land that the kingdom of Waloed now lays claim to. Mayhaps in part due to the tribe's comparatively advanced learning, Ramuh is associated with wisdom and judgment to this day. So that explains why Cid was specifically working with Waloed. You were basically absorbed by them. Archetypal predators known best for their brilliant spotted coats and proclivity to lives of solitude. As is the case with most felines, the animals are severely strong-willed, and efforts by the Republican army to harness their inborn speed and ferocity for use on the battlefield has been met with varying degrees of success. Coeurl. Sleek-bodied creatures with coats of silken fur, Coeurls are anything but soft and will attack their prey viciously with tooth, claw, and even a whisker, latter of which can be used to generate powerful bolts of heart-stopping levin. Though native to the arid climes of Dhalmekia, Coeurls have been known to wander far in search of new territory, and rumors place them as far as north of the Dragon Eyrie in Sambrick. Found mostly in and around the lakes and rivers of Sambrick and Rosaria, these deadly predators are equipped with scissor-like pincers with which to dismember and eviscerate their prey. If that were not enough, the creatures take in water from their habitat to create highly corrosive juices in their bellies, which they then spit out into their victim's flesh to soften it, making it easier to consume. Favorite steeds of the people of Valisthea, while they are mainly bred for riding, some are used to pull wagons, and some are even eaten, but the boldest and bravest are put forward for use by the military. They are intelligent and fiercely loyal creatures, and tend to tolerate only their master's attention. Wild chocobos are no less vigilant, and will readily attack anyone who they perceive to be a threat, anyone who isn't carrying a fistful of geesal greens, that is. A large herbivorous creature found mainly on Storm and has distinctive elaborate antlers and long sinuous limbs, which it uses to leap gracefully into the air. It attacks mainly with its antlers and rear legs, but many hunters are prepared to face such dangers nonetheless in order to acquire the lustrous, supple pelts for which the noble beasts are famed. Yeah, so this is pretty easy to follow up on and get all the information on. We honestly have a lot of the creatures filled in, there's not that many left. Though still widely believed by the common folk of Sambrick to be the descendant of dragons, on account of their leathery wings, meagerness of plumage, and distinct ability to spit fire, learned scholars have long since concluded that these deceptively reptilian birds are none other than birds of prey which, over countless centuries of hunting creatures on the ground, have simply lost their capacity for flight. Yeah, they look like it. Found to graze primarily in the emerald meadows of Rosaria or the windswept savannas of Dhalmekia, bighorns are easily recognized by the eponymous growths, the length of which can often exceed several score hands that jut sideways from their crowns. These horns, as well as their hard-wearing hides, are prized throughout Valisthea, and can be bought and sold at marketplaces all over the realm. Caution, however, is recommended when hunting the creatures, as they are highly territorial and will charge relentlessly at anything that might stray into their line of sight. Fantastical abominations of nature, upon which the crown and wings of an eagle have been fused to the legs and loins of a ferocious land cat. They hunt their prey on high, circling a victim unseen before descending at terrible speeds, claws first, to tear its throat. Should the prey prove more formidable, griffins have also been known to call the very winds to both slice and suffocate the quarry. Fortunately, these predators rarely descend from their mountain layers, and sightings are few and far between. Opportunistic avians that, like many other predatory birds, prefer to stealthily swoop down on foes from above and skewer them with their razor-sharp beaks. Though they are thought to primarily feed on carrion, traveling in large flocks in search of the dead and dying, it is not uncommon for vultures to attack living prey when times are lean. If you happen to hear their eerily human-like calls, squawks, and warbles, it is best to find cover and quickly. Well, that is definitely different from real-world vultures. Individually lacking in both strength and speed to subdue prey of any considerable size, wolves will instead hunt in packs, communicating amongst one another as men might, so as to overwhelm their victims, and while forever wary of other creatures, some breeds have been found to be more willing to form bonds with humankind, and thus can be found everywhere from traveling menageries to elite infantry units in the Imperial Army. Following rumors of children being mauled by wolves, the duchy ordered a mass culling of the beasts, which saw their numbers in Rosaria reduced to almost none. Why are their mouths so big? Look at how creepy big their mouths are. They look like Resident Evil dogs. Interesting. Let's read the rest of this. Why not? Enormous creatures, adamantoises, with nigh impermeable and oddly fertile shells that play host to diverse divers flora. Isn't there supposed to be an E on that? Is that a typo? Diverse flora. I'm pretty sure that's a typo. That provide the painfully conspicuous reptiles with much needed camouflage in the bogs and fens they call their homes. At a glance, these lumbering giants may not appear much of a threat, but at the first sign of danger, they will retreat their heads and limbs and whip themselves into frenetic spins that have been known to flatten entire homes. Interesting. It's not often I find a typo in a big game like this, but I do wonder how many people actually read all of the entries in this. Floating masses of self-contained flame found across both Storm and Ash. These creatures lack the flesh with which we associate typical fauna, leading scholars of the natural world to posit that they are not descended of any beast, but rather ungodly creations of the fallen. By suppressing their internal furnaces, bombs can allow their bodies to cool and harden into appearing not more than simple stones unworthy of remark. It is in this form that they hunt their prey, waiting until an unfortunate soul has stumbled upon their place of rest before rising from the ground to spew forth fiery gouts of death. Oddly, should the prey fight back, the bomb will not flee, but rather combust spontaneously, sacrificing its own life to save the flock. Ugh, Flan looks so creepy. Massive amorphous beings capable of bending and distorting their gelatinous forms into almost any shape imaginable, making them not only notoriously difficult to find, but almost entirely impossible to kill, as most cuts merely melt back into the existing flesh within a matter of moments. These creatures can be found in all corners of Elisthea, though their heightened sensitivity to the subtleties of their environs mean that their outward hue can vary wildly from region to region, hence the variety of names, Bavaror, Gelato, and Fool, by which they are all known. Bavaroy? Weird. With their single unblinking eye, these winged horrors ever scan the horizon, seeking their next victims, using their singular ability to bend the very air around themselves and leap across great distances to take prey unawares. Those few who manage to survive this preliminary assault, however, are soon faced with the second horror. Crippling curse whispered from the lips of an abyssal maw, leaving them with but moments to lament their fates. Yep, they cast doom. Lesser dragons, known for their nimbleness in flight, though specimens of the Sambraquois subspecies, known more commonly as the worm or worm, are somewhat easily tamed, and as such employed in battle by the Imperial legions. As we have seen. Avis, middling dragons whose membranous wings are attached to their forelegs rather than their torsos, and can end in hook-like talons used to rip apart the flesh of their prey. Their abundance in Northwestern Storm eventually resulted in mass domestication by the Imperial Legion, which, alongside the spreading of the Blight, drove remaining populations south into the deserts of Dhalmekia, where they now struggle for supremacy with existing species. Oversized suits of armor, animated by lost fallen magics, deceptively swift, despite their size, they wield both sword and shield skillfully and effectively, while the otherworldly plate which surrounds their vulnerable cores provide them with a nigh impenetrable defense. Ancient dragon adapted exclusively for life on the ground, and as such is encased in thick, bony armor. Though its kin once claimed dominion over the northern territories, the spread of the Blight inevitably forced this once gentle giant south in search of prey. Fafnir of the North. And Stolas. Owls capable of transmitting the thoughts of others, so yeah, they keep mentioning Stolases and sending a Stola. Specifically those with whom they are attuned. In response to an ancient incantation, their lithified third eyes store these thoughts in the form of ether, allowing them to be passed on as and when required, though only to the intended recipient. Stolases are mainly kept by royals, nobles, and other figures of authority for the purpose of sending secret or urgent messages, and are seldom available to common folk. Yeah, I mean, we've been hearing them talk about, like, sending Stolases and stuff, and I just kind of assumed that was, like, another word for, like, a message or something, which it is, but it's interesting that they're specifically sending them via owls? The incantation O mia los de lan tu isag elethe can be loosely translated as My will is now thy burden, and ne'er cleft our bond shall be. Yeah, well, we're basically almost done with the bestiary at this point. Well, we might get some updates about some things, but now we can focus on Mysteries of the Realm and Lay of the Land, so...
Did you learn everything
cool. Alright, thank you, Tomes. I think we're gonna go ahead and end this episode off there. That was like 20 minutes of reading, so... Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more.